Hello there, it's Rachel Palmieri back with you again for another week of little tips and tricks. I did a blog last week that I used the paper piecing technique on for these teapots. And it's quite simple really. You just stamp the image twice, once onto designer series paper and once onto the plain card, and then you trim it back. Now I don't know if you can see on here, but I used silver embossing, gold embossing, and that made it quite a bit easier to cut back and match up actually, because it has that nice little ridge around it. On this one I've just used plain stamping, and I used the new ornate garden sweet paper. It's that as well there, and more colours from it using some of the special dyes. But I featured this one in my blog because, again, another retiring stamp set and dies that have been reduced to a bargain price. But anyway, I thought that it might be fun to share a stamp set that's going to be in the next catalogue. It was in the mini catalogue, and it's called Beautiful Moments, and it was designed with the help of Jackie Williams to commemorate her first $1 million sales. Now, Jackie is a New Zealand demonstrator, so to sell $1 million worth of product is a very fine effort, and she's the first person in the South Pacific to do so. So for the $1 million in sales, you get to work with the designers and get your own stamp set, and she wanted one that sort of showed her and her daughters. And this is an island off the coast of New Zealand. I cannot remember the name of it, that she can see from her place, I believe. And so all of these lovely little elements were in this stamp set. I will actually move those and show you, in case you haven't seen it in the catalogue yet. But they're really very sweet images. So today I was making the samples, and I really enjoyed it. I used a paper that is retiring, Woven Threads Designer Series paper. I have some left. I've ordered some more because it's been reduced down to $8 for a 12 by 12 pack of 12 sheets, and I love the papers in it. This is the Purple Posy, and the little square on it is actually the Pretty Peacock. Now, this was one of the harder images because the dress didn't have a hem on it, so I ended up stamping another one of the lavender. I've decided it's lavender, and I just fussy cut it and put it over the front there, and I think that's come up quite nicely. This one of the little girls, they're wearing matching dresses, as children often do, I guess. I used to dress my boys the same. I don't think that they would think that was very wonderful now, but it was all right then. And I'm going to make this one again for you now. All right. So I'm going to start. I have my stamp already on an E block. It was just a little bit too big for the D, but it would probably be quite good on the Stamparatus. I've decided that the Stamparatus is really good for these ones where the stamps are beginning to get almost too big to hold. I have quite small hands too, so that's that one. I don't know why I packed up the edge in, because I'm going to need it twice more. Put the mum in blue. It doesn't actually matter that the hair didn't come out in that one, because we don't need it. Alright. Now I could probably put the lid on the ink before I apply something into it. So I go pretty much into the line that's there without taking it right off. It's a bit like making clothes for your paper dolls. I don't know if anyone ever does that anymore. When I was a little girl, we had lots of boxes of paper dolls, and I used to design outfits for mine as well. And you know, you could colour them in and do all sorts of things to make them your own. Now I've just got to work out, that was a bit of her arm, so we'll go into the waist and out again. So that's her wee dress there. Same with Mum's. Following the lines. Not too hard. When they have these special sets in the catalogue, they mark them with a little gold diamondy thing, and they usually tell you who it is who achieved that. Now, Patty Bennett in the States has already got to 2 million, and she doesn't get to design another stamp set, she was telling us. But I'm sure they've got other things planned for her. She was due to go to Utah last week for her special day, but it's had to be postponed, of course. And that's Mum's dress. Now, I need to do some colouring in. I quite like crumb cake, and for the child's hair I'll go with the light. And then just a little bit of dark. The skin's always light petal pink for me, because we just don't really have a very good alternative. Now I'm using the brush end for this because it gives me enough coverage. I don't even mind that it hasn't gone all the way to the edges, that there's white there, because we'll call that the highlights. You probably actually see how quick it is to do something like this when you're not having to worry about the clothing. Now Mum can have the dark crumb cake. Now if you're wanting to do the blonde like I did for this little one here, that was the light crumb cake, and then it was so saffron over it. So there's always a way to find what you want in the colours. You can mix them quite successfully. I think that's okay. Now I always have to hope that my glue doesn't ooze too much. Just enough. Yeah, far too much. Now of course you can use any stamp sets, even open flowers, and any of your pattern papers to do this technique. You don't have to purchase what I've suggested. I just really thought I liked the light or the washed out denim-y look of that blue paper. Of course the other side had that nice pink on it, just for a bit of a variety. Okay, I've got a confession to make too. The only reason that this has been trimmed off is because I managed to get a mark up the top there, and I wasn't going to be able to hide it with any embellishments, so I thought, yes, we're going to have a variegated edge on this one. Now I'm looking for my lavender. I think when they include these extra little stamps, such as the butterflies and the birds and things like that, it's a good idea to use them because they really do seem to add to the scene. I don't know if you agree or not, but See, I'm concentrating, I can't speak. Is that a problem that you have, or can you do 2 or 3 things at once? Let's just bring it down to 10.5. Could have probably left it at that. Fourteen and a half. It's not very straight. Doesn't always quite work out. I think my mother used to say more haste, less speed, or something like that. Now, at the moment I haven't... Oh, I did want to share with you that I generally go around my images, not with that end, with the hard tip of Pool Party, and when you first do it, looks quite stark, and fortunately it sort of fades in and gives it a nice little border. Yeah, I've gone a bit astray there. I might need to... Actually was busy looking to see if I was still on camera or not, because that's the thing that I've been trying to improve on, not taking the image out of the range of the camera. So much to learn. I'm not very happy with what I'm doing here, but you know what, it will turn out okay. Sometimes we've just got to keep going. What do you think? Do you think that you'd be likely to try this yourself? I'd love to hear. Now, I think that I will have a go at heat embossing. Nearly forgot a crucial thing. Probably doesn't matter much because I'm going to trim around it, but Now, I don't know why, but we're not going to be selling those embossing buddies any longer. So if you're wanting one of those, best grab it. They're $10, I think. But it removes the static from the paper, any oil marks and things like that too, so that there's less bits that stick where they shouldn't. And then saying that, I don't know how well this has gone. Now I've fussy cut that one right out. I don't know whether I will go that far with this one. Will I? Won't I? There we are. Now we've just got to decide where it's going to go. There. Or up there. There's actually a nasty little speck. No, that doesn't work. I think I might like it here at the bottom. And I'm just going to glue it. I could use the little dimensionals, but I think I'd be pushing my luck a bit. Alright, so what do you think? I haven't any idea what I'm going to bring to you next week. So if you have any suggestions, leave them underneath in the comments. Till next time, bye.